Hello, welcome to Escrow Escapes. This is the real estate stories, market trends, and true tales from the front lines of closings. I am Matthew Halliday, Navy veteran and father of three girls, also a full time real estate agent. Let's get into it.
3 days before closing, the buyer's final survey arrived. Neighbor's shed sitting 2 feet over the line. Fence cutting into the backyard. Lender freezes. Phones start ringing. I'm Matthew Halliday. Welcome to Escrow Escapes. Let's break it down. This happens more than you'd expect. Yikes. No, practical. Speed and cooperation often save the deal more than perfection does. Quick roadmap. Immediate moves to protect funds and timeline, buyer options if you're on the hook, seller cures when the encroachment is yours, and what title and escrow can realistically do. Then one short script you can send right now. First, a plain primer, what a survey actually shows. It maps property lines, structures, easements, and improvements. Encroachments are things built over the line. Fences, sheds, roof overhangs, even a driveway corner. A boundary dispute is when the line itself is questioned and may need a surveyor or legal help. Keep that difference in mind. It changes the fix. Now, the immediate checklist. First, stop any automatic release of earnest money. Do it now. Second, call title and tell them the survey showed an encroachment. Ask if the title commitment excludes it and whether a survey endorsement is available. Third, notify your escrow officer and agent in writing. Send the survey pages, photos, and a short note documenting the date you received it. Fourth, get quick advice. A fast call with your agent and title representative often settles whether it's a simple cure or needs an attorney. If it looks big, escalate. And document everything, photos, emails, save the paper trail. Fair question. What can buyers actually do? 1. Ask for a credit at closing to cover removal or relocation costs. 2. Insist the seller cure the issue before closing. Remove the shed, move the fence. 3. If it materially affects value or use, exercise your contingency to cancel and get your deposit back. Match the fix to the impact. Credits for small removable items, cures or legal fixes for permanent structures. Sellers, here's the practical playbook. If the encroachment is on your side, remove or relocate the offending structure before closing when possible. If removal isn't feasible, consider a recorded boundary line agreement or easement that lets the neighbor keep the structure in exchange for a payment or maintenance terms. Cost sharing is a pragmatic bridge. Split removal costs, put the agreement in writing, and let escrow hold funds if work finishes after closing. The faster you disclose and cooperate, the more comfortable the buyer will be. Here's the bottom line. Transparency and speed usually win. Title and escrow, what they will and won't do. Standard title policies often exclude known survey risks unless you purchase a survey endorsement. So if the survey shows a visible encroachment, the base policy may not cover removal or damages tied to that encroachment. Common workaround, escrow holdbacks. Parties agree to withhold funds at closing until a specified cure is completed. Escrow releases funds when the title company or attorney confirms the fix. Corrective deeds fix record errors, but they don't force a neighbor to move a structure. Only a recorded agreement or deed from the neighbor will. Temporary recorded licenses or permits can buy time so the transaction can close on schedule. Important legal note. I'm not your attorney. For complex disputes, involve your title rep or a real estate attorney early. A quick real example. The survey showed a shed 2 feet over the line and a fence 6 inches across. The buyer wanted a future pool area kept clear. The solution. Seller moved the fence before closing, and both sides agreed to a $5,000 credit at closing for the buyer to remove the shed post-close. Title added a survey endorsement. Closing stayed on schedule. Practical, not perfect. Timing matters. Moving a fence or taking down a shed can be days to a couple of weeks. Legal remedies, easements, lot line adjustments, corrective deeds can take weeks to months. If you're on a tight closing timeline, aim for recorded temporary solutions, holdbacks, or endorsements so the sale can proceed while permanent paperwork finishes. Here's a one-line script you can send now. Copy this. The final survey shows an encroachment. Please place a hold on releasing earnest money, notify title and escrow, and request a survey endorsement estimate. Also list immediate cure options and timing so we can evaluate credits versus physical cure. Send it calm and send it in writing. I'll say that again, verbatim in case you want to copy-paste. The final survey shows an encroachment. Please place a hold on releasing earnest money, notify title and escrow, and request a survey endorsement estimate. Also list immediate cure options and timing so we can evaluate credits versus physical cure. Quick recap. 1. Protect your deposit and get title and escrow on notice immediately. 2. Match the fix to the impact. Credits for small removable items. Recorded cures or legal fixes for permanent structures. 3. Use escrow holdbacks, endorsements, or temporary recorded agreements to keep the deal moving when time is tight. One practical tip, send that written script to your agent and escrow officer now so funds and records are controlled from the start. If this helped, subscribe to Escrow Escapes for more rescue stories and practical checklists from the closing table. Share this with an agent or friend heading to closing. It might save them a week of headaches. That's a wrap on this episode of Escrow Escapes. Thanks for listening, and remember, every deal has its bumps. It's how you navigate them that counts. Catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Escrow Escapes. For more real estate tips, market updates, and behind-the-scenes stories, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I am Matthew Halliday. We'll see you on the next closing. Thanks. Have a great day.